Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today's June 27th, and right now we are looking at the combination of Doppler radars. Bringing this up here because we are getting some precipitation across Vancouver Island. Some of western Washington is getting some light precipitation here as well. Of course, a report of some rainfall as well. A lot of the Seattle Metro, no rain currently falling. This is kind of a fun app here because you can see there's elevated fire risk. It shows that, shows where the severe thunderstorms potential are today and the general thunderstorm risk as well. So I'm going to close that out here. We're going to take a look at the infrared satellite imagery, and you can see the onshore flow that continues. We got this mixed bag of clouds here across the region. But if you look out here, notice this little ripple down there. That is the ridge that's going to be building up across the Pacific Northwest. As we go through this weekend, we'll take a look at everything that comes with that, and we'll take a look at the extended forecast as always. And I'll show you some new stuff here as well as we go through the video here today. Taking a look at where we are right now. If I scroll back and forth this morning, you can kind of see those clouds running into the Cascades. They're generally clear east of the mountains, except for some of the high level clouds moving across the region. And you can see the mesa clouds out off our coastal areas right now. Lightning strikes last 24 hours. You can see nothing for Washington or Oregon or southwest BC, but you see central BC, some of the Rocky Mountains, or Idaho and Montana as well. Got some lightning activity yesterday. So this is inland northwest Spokane, Washington. This was issued here yesterday, June 26th. And you can see we warm up all the way through Tuesday. Look at that. Some temperatures getting up above 100 degrees for some locations. Cool things back down a little bit here as we go through the day on Wednesday. Might be doing some dust devil chasing and doing a live stream out there either Sunday or Monday, or heck, maybe even both days. We'll see how it goes. So again, day one thunderstorm outlook. But we're going to skip by that here pretty quick. I kind of showed you that already. Look at some of the precipitation amounts we got here across the region. Look at Whidbey Island up over ½ an inch, maybe even more for some areas. Bellingham up over 1/10 of an inch. Not too much across the Seattle Metro, but it was enough to wet the ground out there. I was at my son's soccer practice yesterday, and it seemed like it rained maybe a little bit more than that where I was in Renton. But yeah, you can see that precipitation making its way all the way down towards Portland, 1/100 of an inch, just enough to wet the ground. Some higher amounts across some of the higher terrain. Look at the Fire Training Academy there. It looks like it picked up about 2/3 of an inch of precipitation as well. You can scroll in here and you can kind of see the Chester Morris Lake out there, 0.64. So yeah, fun stuff. We did get a little bit of rainfall there yesterday. And if we go down across some of western Oregon, you can see Portland again, 1/100 of an inch. And some areas did pick up a little bit, just enough to wet the ground out there as well. And if I click on this one, there's High Point with 1/100 of an inch also. So taking a look here at what is to come. This is the European last night's run. Put this into motion, and that troughing, as you can see, kind of giving way to this ridge as we go through this weekend, allowing things to warm up here at least for a few days. But then as we go through the early portion of July, it looks like this next trough might start to be making its way towards the region here on July 2nd. Kind of see this system swinging through here as well. And then after that, we'll take a look here in the extended forecast as we go. But again, mean sea level pressure, putting this into motion. Look at the ridge develop over the area, and you see the little bit of a blue there and the little bit of the subtle troughing on our coastline. That's our thermal trough there, and it's going to be with us as we go towards the early portion of next week. Then finally it kicks inland here as we go on into the day, generally Tuesday and Wednesday. You can kind of see that lower pressure eventually kick inland. That's what I mean with the thermal trough moving inland. The trough axis there kicks east of the Cascades and starts to bring some onshore flow back into the area. It'll cool us down a bit, but it's not a severe marine push or a strong marine push by any stretch of the imagination. We'll look at some of those temperatures here in a moment. So this is on the day today. It does show some light precipitation out there, but again, not much for Seattle or Portland. A little bit better across maybe some of southwest BC, Vancouver Island, western BC, the higher terrain of British Columbia. But then as we go through this week, and you can really see the drying trend take effect here. As we go on in through Monday, though, we start to bring some return to some thunderstorm potential here for the southern Oregon Cascades, some of British Columbia there as well, picking up some thunderstorm activity. Then we go on in through Tuesday morning. We wait to see what is to come after that. Maybe again, another round of thunderstorms here for some of south central Oregon. And maybe even the Olympic Mountains kicking off a shower there as we go through Tuesday evening. And then we go on in through Wednesday, and you see that next system start to bear down. Maybe some precipitation here for the central Puget Sound, southwest BC. We'll be watching these troughs as we get off closer to them over the next few days. So total precipitation, we're just going to scroll out here kind of quickly here all the way through the 6-day period, 144 hours out. And you can see Seattle, 0.05 of an inch of rain, not much to speak of. Portland, maybe even a little bit less there as well. Bigger amounts, of course, northern portion of Vancouver Island towards Haida Gwaii and western British Columbia. So over the next 48 hours, looking at a little bit closer view here, here's the high resolution rapid refresh. As you can see, it does not show much for the Seattle Metro. It does show a couple hundreds finished there for Bellingham, maybe for Everett, and again across the higher terrain, a little bit more showing up there, but not much to speak of. Now, daily 2-meter max temperature, this is Saturday, this is tomorrow. So let me back this up one and see if we can get the Friday. There we go. There's Seattle at 67, some mid-70s showing up for Portland there, some mid-80s east of the mountains. We go through Saturday, bit of a warm-up for Seattle. Look at that Sunday, maybe back up towards 80 for many locations of western Washington, approaching 90 for western Oregon, even warmer east of the mountains. And by the time we go towards Monday, look at the Tri-Cities pushing 100 degrees, some low 90s out there for the Willamette Valley. Look at Seattle checking in low 80s. There's Tuesday, again, another very warm day here across the region. And then Wednesday, we start to cool things down ever so slightly. Seattle back down into the upper 70s, but still some warm temperatures there east of the mountains especially. And then we go Thursday, Friday. As you can see, those temperatures don't drop off too much as we go through the end of next week. Then maybe by the time we go towards Monday, again, another 80-degree day for Seattle. Now, 2-meter temperature anomaly for this time of year. This is the temperature anomaly. And as you can see, as we go through this weekend and early next week, we do warm things up above normal here across much of the region, except the immediate Washington and the Oregon coastline here. So watch out for that, especially as that thermal trough starts to move in across western portions and kicks east of the Cascades. You're going to get that onshore flow returning, cooling things down along the coastal areas. Now, a wider view of things here. This is the European Artificial Intelligence. So we got a new product here on Weather Bell. This is not it, but I'm going to show you what it is. It's related to this here on the next frame. So put this into motion. There goes our ridge. We look off in towards July 2nd. You see that next trough right there? Fairly weak system, but it is a trough. It would keep clouds around, onshore flow. And look at this for the 4th of July right there. That's when the fireworks would be going off. Trough up and down the west coast of North America. So that would be keeping some clouds around. And we go off into the extended forecast, kind of keeping some troughing going all the way through the 7th across Pacific Northwest and maybe a ridge building. And after that, who knows, kind of way off into fantasy land here. But again, no signal of any kind of major heat dome or big extended heat wave or major storm just yet. But some of these troughs could bring some thunderstorm activity to even to some places west of the Cascades. So we got to watch them, check back on a daily basis to try to time these systems out. And here we go. Yeah, European Artificial Intelligence Ensemble Mean. So yeah, if you look up there, you can see it is a new product. The Artificial Intelligence Ensemble Mean is now part of the global ensemble package there. So this should be fun. We'll watch this. I heard there's some bugs to be worked out until probably at least July here and maybe even after that. But we will be watching this and trying to compare and see if I can gain any confidence in this forecast as well. We'll compare it to the European model as well, and we'll probably start doing that on July 1st. I heard it's not officially supposed to be up and running or not supposed to be relied on until at least July 1st. So we'll start comparing it then. I showed some of this yesterday here, but I updated it for today, April 1st through June 26th. You can see much of the precipitation, this is temperature, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Temperature departure from average. You can see above average for virtually the entire Pacific Northwest since April 1st. Percent of average precipitation, more of a mixed bag here, but western Washington, some of northwest Oregon have been substantially below normal since the water year started on October 1st. And if we go back to January 1st, this is the percent of average precipitation for Washington state, virtually the entire state well below normal since January 1st. This does not bode well for drought concerns as we go on in through the rest of the summer season and even into early fall. But you can see, Seattle, Metro, King, some of Snohomish County, between 50 and 70% of normal. You can see a lot of areas out there between 25 and 50%. Little bit of this above normal kind of creeping in there, but it doesn't take much in the way of precipitation to kind of skew these numbers as well. So kind of a concerning picture there since January 1st. Now, this is since April 1st. Again, not much better. You see a large swath here of places between 25 and 50% and even below 25% for a lot of the east slopes of the Cascades where fires tend to burn as we get into the summer months. So that is not a good look since April 1st. Well below normal precipitation showing up. 6 to 10 day. Here we go. Above average signal. Kind of a mixed bag here for the Pacific Northwest. And again, a mixed bag here as we go July 2nd through 6th. Is it going to be trough? Are we going to be building some ridging here as we go through the 4th of July? All good questions. A nice monsoon season signal down there across some of the Southwest USA as well. And if you want to go to the Patreon page, it is free to join, and you can you can do so for free. And you can also send me some images in the community tab as well. Sorry, little frog in my throat. I'm battling a little bit of a cold here. And yeah, so you can kind of see that. It's not going to let me go. You can kind of see that you can go here and get community tab and you can sign up for free. And what else am I missing? You can also support the channel here if you like. But anyway, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow and I will talk to you guys then.